Wednesday. It is the 11th of November, 2K15, and this is Wayne Goldsboro Television. Good morning, if it's morning. Is it morning? It just depends on where you are right now, because this show repeats at noon, in which case it's not morning.
That's
we'll
right.
just say hello.
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 Glad you're with us. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kate Daniels.
She's Kate Daniels, and there you go.
And it's Wednesday.
I don't know what I was thinking Monday. You know, Monday we had the ribbon cutting observance of ceremony at the new cemetery, the State Veteran Cemetery out on Longs Plant Farm Road, just off Highway 70 East. And I missed mentioning that. It was at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so we'll have video for you possibly as early as tomorrow or Friday.
Great.
For that, okay? It was
Great.
quite a ceremony. That is a gorgeous place.
It really is, and it's the Eastern Carolina?
Yeah.
I think is the name, but you know, you were there for the groundbreaking, and I think it was a 9-month project, and a lot of rain over those 9 months. Well, contractors are used to working with various weather, but when you're talking about building a cemetery, it is certainly a problem. But they totally overcame all kinds of obstacles and finished ahead of time, and it is a beautiful project and very special, not only for Wayne County but for our state and our nation.
Yes,
so.
Indeed. And there were several people involved in really making this happen over the long haul. This took many years to come to fruition, and former County Commissioner Andy Anderson was at the forefront of pushing this through. And of course, Walter Jones, our former representative here in Wayne County, and now he's somewhere else, and they took him away from us, but we're happy with what we have. But Walter Jones was instrumental in making that happen as well, and there were many other people. I'm not going to mention any more names, but many people involved with making that happen.
And that's another example of, you know, profound things that happen in communities don't happen overnight. They don't. This was many years in the making. Many trips to Raleigh, many trips to Washington D.C. And you know, at a later time when we've got more time, we can talk about the land that the project's actually sitting on.
Oh yeah.
And how that was acquired, and where the county and the Wayne County Development Alliance and some other partners came together to make it happen. So it's another example of how this community pulls together, pulls resources together, works together for the greater good.
That's great. You know, and I have no idea about that either. I just knew it happened.
Right.
But I didn't know that all of those parties were involved necessarily, or rather how they were involved.
Right.
Maybe we could get Bill Royal in here. What do you
Bill
think?
Royal would be great to come in. Bill Royal oversaw the project with Daniels and Daniels Construction Company, and he came to our Rotary Club about a week ago and shared the slideshow. It is absolutely incredible learning about the crypts that they installed, and how many and how deep and how heavy, and it's a really interesting project. But the Development Alliance had part of that land, and when they realized they could not go up with it with air restrictions to pull in a building, what a perfect opportunity to go in and work out a deal. So more to come on that, but just a kudos to all the players involved on the front end and throughout the project. And go out there and see it if you weren't able to make it.
You mentioned not being able to go up. That's because they're right in the flight path of Seymour Johnson.
That's right. That's right.
Right there. So anyway, interesting story, and we'll get more into that later on. Excuse me. Having one of those throat things here.
It's the weather, I'm convinced.
It's gotta be the weather, yeah. Let's see now. Tomorrow is Thursday. And Thursday, November 12th, is the 2015 Wayne County Veterans and Community Job Fair taking place at the Wayne County Public Library. If you are a veteran, if you're a former or active, it matters not. You can go to this event between 1 and 2 o'clock tomorrow and talk to somebody who these people have job openings and availabilities from the areas of education, construction, distribution, processing, public safety, retail sales, training, transportation, warehousing, manufacturing, and a whole lot more. This is tomorrow between 1 and 2 for military, and then after 2, it's open to everybody.
Right.
Anybody who may need a new career, you're thinking about changing jobs, you're looking for a job. Some people have been out of work for a long time, and you're ready to go back. So check it out. 2 to 4. If you're military, or if you're anyone, North Carolina driver's license or ID card required. A resume is helpful and needed. Security clearance credentials if you're military, your DD Form 214, DD 214 is needed. Your career readiness certificate if you have. Dress for success, leave the kids at home, have an introduction that sells. Just say, hi.
Hi.
I am me and I need a job. Yeah.
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 And before, you know, if you're not able to go to that for whatever reason, go to ncworks.com.
Yeah.
ncworks.com. And they are partners with this. NC Works will be out there. That is the North Carolina Department of Commerce. You can go on there right now and put in filters. Say you just want to look for jobs in Wayne County, or say you don't mind, you know, some surrounding counties. You can filter it by the type of work you're looking for. You can upload your resume so that other people can find you.
Mm-hmm.
There are over 400 jobs right now listed at NC Works for Wayne County.
Really?
400 jobs.
400?
We are talking about full-time jobs, part-time jobs. If you visited this site in the past and you left a little unimpressed, I promise you if you go back you will be just even more impressed. They have done
right
ncworks.gov. I think I said .com.
Yes, you did.
But the good thing is when you type it in, they'll come up with a suggestion. Did you mean? So yes, we did mean.
Yes, we meant .gov.
ncworks.gov. They've relaunched the site. They've got a mobile app. It is user-friendly and it is made for you.
There you go. All right, good info. Well, we need to go on to our segment now, our number 2 segment, so we'll be back in just a moment.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, where so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Beautiful. Wonderful.
You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, Purpose by Design, students here at Wayne Community College. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Wayne Community College's second Veterans Day recognition ceremony. A special thank you goes to all of the employees and the students who have worked so diligently to put the recognition ceremony together. Veterans Day is a day set aside to thank and honor all those who have loyally served our military in wartime and in peace. Veterans Day is largely intended to thank living veterans for their service. It is also a day which acknowledges the contributions of veterans to our national security and to our country's many freedoms. And Veterans Day underscores the fact that all who have served, not just those who have perished, have sacrificed and done their duty. So thank you for being here to recognize the men and women among us who have given so much to and for our wonderful country. The Reverend John Moore, Senior Master Sergeant, United States Air Force retired, will provide our invocation. Reverend Moore.
Good afternoon, everyone. Would you bow your heads and pray with me? Father God, we come to you today in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. We recognize your authority as described in 1 Chronicles 29, verse 11. Thine, O Lord, is the greatness and the power and the glory and the victory and the majesty. For all that is in the heaven and in the earth is thine. Thine is the kingdom, O Lord, and thou art exalted as head above all. So today, we ask that your mercy and grace be extended to the veterans and their families at this special time set aside to honor them and their service to this great nation, the United States of America. Our servicemen and women have served and continue to serve in all branches of the military, the U.S. Navy, Coast Guard, Marine Corps, Army, Air Force, along with all the reserve and guard components of the same, and we acknowledge them and their service. They are called to serve both here and at home and on foreign soil to protect the freedoms we all hold dear. It is because of their sacrifices that we are here today. Many of our service members have come home with unseen scars, and many have come home wounded with physical scars and debilities, to include lost limbs. We ask that you, O Lord, breathe out on them with your peace, your love, and your presence. Heavenly Father, we ask today for these men and women who are seeking a higher education, that you open their minds to receive. We especially ask that you grant that peace to them on test days, and that you breathe on their instructors and teachers with compassion for them. Father, when their time here at Wayne Community is over, we ask that you go with them to their next level, whether on the job or to an even higher level of education. Keep them, God, I pray, that you open doors that lead to you, Lord, and that you open doors of opportunity to apply their learned skills for a higher and brighter future. I thank the administrators and staff who have made this special day possible for our nation's veterans. And finally today, dear God, the Bible tells us in Jude chapter 1, 24 and 25, now unto him that is able to keep you from falling and to present you faultless before the presence of his glory with exceeding joy, to the only wise God, our Savior, be glory and majesty and dominion and power, both now and ever. In Jesus' name, amen. And may God bless and keep you all. In the name of him whose name is called Wonderful, Counselor, Prince of Peace, Mighty God, Everlasting Father. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Moore. You know, this ceremony was supposed to be outside, and we've had a little bit of rain lately, haven't we? Just a little bit. It's not raining right now, but we made a decision that the chairs would probably sink into this wonderful earth, and so we changed the venue. But behind me is a replica of our Veterans Memorial and the inscriptions that are alongside of that memorial. We're going to keep that up, and we're going to pretend we're outside in the sunshine, because in here there is a lot of sunshine. It is indeed my pleasure to introduce today's keynote speaker, Lieutenant Colonel Michael L. Hare, United States Air Force. Colonel Hare is Commander, 4th Comptroller Squadron, Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. And in his role, he provides financial management, accounting, and financial services to the 4th Fighter Wing, the 916th Air Refueling Wing, and other tenant units. He is the Chief Financial Advisor to the Installations Commander and is responsible for the budgeting, the execution, the validation, and the accounting for and of a budget exceeding $100 million. Lieutenant Colonel Hare was commissioned through Officer Training School at Maxwell Air Force Base. His education includes, but is not limited to, a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Management from the University of Phoenix, a Master of Arts degree in Organization Management, and in 2014 was awarded a Master of Military Operational Arts and Science degree, Air Command and Staff College, Maxwell Air Force Base. Colonel Hare has had multiple assignments at Air Force bases throughout the United States, and as you will see on his chest, has earned major awards and decorations, including the Bronze Star, Meritorious Service Medal with 2 oak leaf clusters, and the Air Force Commendation Medal with 4 oak leaf clusters. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcoming to the podium Lieutenant Colonel Michael L. Hare. Colonel Hare.
Good afternoon, Dr. Albertson. Thank you for the introduction. Seems a bit much, almost overwhelming. Some of those things I didn't realize I was responsible for. All that money and things. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks again for allowing me the opportunity to join you as we recognize our veterans for their unwavering service to the nation. Across the United States and throughout the world, Americans will pause today and tomorrow to honor our brave fighting men and women who for 240 years have ensured our freedom by their duty, their honor, and their selfless service. I am proud to join all of you today as we honor the service of America's veterans. My personal thanks go to Wayne Community College. This institution provides a stepping stone for many who will go on to serve our great nation and acts as a bridge for service members as they leave active duty. You deliver courses here that help service members integrate into the civilian world and begin post-military careers in teaching, healthcare, and other industries. These programs are essential to our soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines as they transition into the civilian workforce. Also, your Military and Partners Expo that you hosted today will provide countless veterans and their families access to information and resources that will no doubt improve the quality of their lives. Thank you for investing your time and your efforts into our veterans. Today serves a very important purpose. It is the opportunity for us to recognize that all of our veterans have given something of themselves to this country. Not just those who have given their lives in war, but all those who have worn the cloth of our nation in military service. This day is an opportunity to celebrate those who made the choice to serve their country. For some, that service meant the worldwide conflict of World War II. For others, it meant the tense struggles of the Cold War. Yet others found themselves in the jungles of Vietnam or the deserts in the Middle East and all conflicts and campaigns in between. To all our veterans, our message is simple. Thank you for answering your nation's call. Your example serves to inspire others who follow in your footsteps. Thanks for your selfless service in peacetime and in war, here in this nation and throughout the world. Our veterans have defended America through both the best and worst of times, and they have performed their duties tirelessly. Not in search of recognition or fanfare, they have sought neither fortune or fame. A sense of duty, a calling to be a part of something bigger than themselves, compelled them to serve our great nation. Our veterans have borne the cost of America's wars and have stood watch over America's peace. And today, every veteran can be certain the nation you served and the people you defended are grateful. Today, we honor the contributions of roughly 22 million Americans who have served their country. Their ranks include more than 7.2 million men and women who served in the Gulf War, a desert war far different from the wars before it. More than 8.8 million men and women from the conflicts of Korea and Vietnam who earned this nation's gratitude and respect. Roughly 850,000 living Americans served in World War II, the deadliest war in our nation's history. And over 775,000 veterans live in North Carolina. More than 13,000 of them call Wayne County home. Locally, there are over 4,500 active duty Air Force members stationed at Seymour Johnson Air Force Base, many of whom are currently deployed around the globe, while many others are ready to deploy at a moment's notice. Every veteran has his or her own story about entering military service. Many enlisted on Monday, December 8th, 1941, or Wednesday, September 12th, 2001. For some, military life began at a service academy. For others of past generations, it began with a letter from the United States government. Yet when their service was complete, veterans of every era, every background, and every branch of service have certain things in common. And those shared commitments and experience form bonds that last a lifetime. America's war veterans have fought for the security of this nation, for the safety of our friends, and for the peace of the world. And across the world, you will find entire nations that once lived in fear, where men and women still tell of the day when Americans came and set them free. America's mission in the world continues, and we count on the same kind of people to carry it out. In all volunteer force since 1973, today's service members are serving by choice, not by mandate. At this moment, in assignments across the world, soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines are answering the call to duty, earning the title of veteran by serving in the cause of freedom. In the 14 years since our country was attacked on September 11th, men and women of our armed forces have engaged terror on many fronts and confronted the grave dangers to defend the safety of the American people. Those who serve and fight today are adding great achievements of their own to our rich history. America is grateful for their courage, grateful for their honor, and grateful for their sacrifice. The contributions of veterans are not limited to the battlefield. New military roles are emerging as we adapt to the reality of our current world. We've seen servicemen and women not only fighting insurgents in the Middle East, but also aiding countries in rebuilding themselves into nations, striving for peace and independence. We've seen them provide disaster response and humanitarian services to typhoon victims in Taiwan, to tsunami victims in Japan, to those in need of medical aid in West Africa, food and fresh water in Iraq. Closer to home, our nation's finest have helped battle wildfires, hurricanes, and other severe weather, including the recent floods in our neighboring state of South Carolina. Their country called and they answered, a simple patriotic response, emulating what millions before them did for the good of our nation and our friends around the world. Today and every day, the thoughts and prayers of the American people are with those who wear the uniform of our nation. They serve a great cause and they follow a great tradition handed down to them by Americans' veterans. Our veterans from every era are the finest of citizens, and we owe them the life that we know today. They command the respect of the American people, and they have our lasting gratitude. Remember our veterans and the price they paid, physically, mentally, emotionally, to keep this nation safe. Remember our current service members, America's future veterans, America's sons and daughters who have selflessly made the decision to defend your right to come here today. Remember the families of our veterans and service members who have also paid a price for freedom, as they too have borne the toll of their loved ones' military service. We may never be able to adequately thank our veterans, the men and women of our armed forces and their families. But with your support, our military professionals will continue to honor their duty of protecting this nation, our fellow citizens, and the freedoms that we hold so dear. Amen. In closing, Thomas Jefferson once said, "The price of freedom is eternal vigilance." Today we give thanks to live in a country where citizens from every generation, past and present, willingly and courageously raise their hands to stand watch and provide that vigilance. May God bless America, and may God bless all those who defend it. Thank you.
He does deserve a round of applause. Thank you, sir.
Our guest in the studio today, we're very happy, very proud to have Lieutenant Blair Roberts with us. Blair, appreciate you coming in. How you doing?
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. Lieutenant, how long have you been in the Air Force?
Total been in for 7 years, spent 4 years at the Air Force Academy, 3 years of my first active duty assignment, which was in Los Angeles.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
Air Force in Los Angeles? Really?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Not a lot of people know that. It's the Space and Missile Systems Center.
Oh, okay.
That's where we do a lot of our defense satellite acquisitions.
Wow, that's got to be really interesting work.
It is. It's a different side for sure. Not a lot of people know about it, but it's a good spot.
So you're from where originally?
I'm originally from Denver, Colorado.
Denver.
Yes,
So
sir.
you didn't have far to go, did you?
No, not too far. Down to Colorado Springs, about 40 minutes away from my hometown.
Okay. Do you get home often, or
I try to get home 2-3 times a year, usually during the holidays.
for
see the
family? You got family there?
Absolutely.
Okay. Are you from a military family, or?
My immediate family is not in the military. My grandfather was a retired 06, and he flew in Vietnam, and
Okay.
he's still around, so he was definitely a big influence on joining up.
So he helped encourage you to join the Air Force?
Absolutely. Just he's got all sorts of memorabilia around his house, so when we were growing up, we got to see all that kind of good stuff.
Good man.
Absolutely.
That's great. So you joined the Air Force, went to Colorado Springs, became a lieutenant, and ended up in Los Angeles. And how did you end up here in Goldsboro?
My first assignment was 3 years. I worked more on the development side. I'm a budget officer, so with the development side, it's a lot bigger dollars on obviously send a satellite up in space. You
Yeah.
can't bring it down to fix it, so they spend a little bit extra money to make sure they get it right. And then the next track for me was to come here to do the base budget sort of stuff. So we operate an operations and maintenance budget to keep the planes flying.
To keep the planes flying. We're not dealing with satellites on this end of the country, but
No, sir.
but as a budget officer, did you study for that? Well, I guess you did. At
I
Colorado
did.
Springs,
I
yeah.
got a my degree's in economics.
I see.
Yes, sir. So
That's an interesting area.
it is. It's there's a lot that goes into the study of economics, but finance is certainly a big
Were there
part of economics.
any particular economists that you follow?
Yeah, and, I mean, it's been a while. I mean, don't keep up with it too much anymore.
Yeah.
More on the defense side of it all now, but
Right. So we have, in fact, years ago, the last 2 or 3 decades, there were these stories out about spending a lot of money on tools and the $600 hammer and the $1,000 toilet seat. Was there anything to that? We still don't have that.
I mean, I couldn't speak to that specifically, but
Well, you weren't around at that time.
no, absolutely not. But that is at the forefront of what we do. We are stewards of taxpayer money, and that's our job. Those planes, they don't fly in hopes and dreams. It's people's hard-earned taxpayer dollars that keeps those flying. So we try to keep that at the forefront of our focus.
The Air Force is very careful about how they spend money.
Absolutely,
Very
especially
careful.
this day and age.
Yes.
It's at the forefront of Congress. It's a big topic. Obviously, it's in the news all the time. So it is an important subject.
So were you anywhere between Los Angeles and Goldsboro? Were you sent anywhere else?
No, I came straight here. I arrived in late June, so I've been here for a few months now.
Okay. No, this past June.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well,
Yes, sir.
very good. Well, welcome to Wayne County.
Relatively new. Thank
All
you
right.
very
Yes,
much.
well, that's good. Have you done any traveling while you've been here?
You know, I got some family friends around the South, and I've gotten to go down to South Carolina a little bit, headed up to D.C. and
Oh, that's great.
but I've absolutely loved it out here, and it's certainly different than the hustle and bustle of Los Angeles. But I
Yeah.
like to hunt and fish, and I'm an outdoorsman, so
Well, there you go.
North Carolina is great for me.
Well, you're right at home then.
Absolutely.
Have you been to the coast?
I have. We went down to Carolina Beach the first weekend I was here.
Is it-
It was a good time. We
Get right into it.
hung out on the beach and enjoyed the nice weather and
Well, that's great.
beautiful beach.
Do you have a family?
I do not. It's just me and my Labrador Retriever currently. so yeah, she takes up the other side of the house. But
Right. Well, that's good. That's good.
Absolutely.
So, what are your plans as far as do you have a goal in life, or do you have you just want to take it as it comes, or what? What are your
my
plans?
short-term goals, is just to be the best budget officer I can, to develop the airmen that work under us. I just finished my master's degree. That's on the agriculture side, so
Really?
possibly in the future, maybe an agriculture career. But for now, I'm happy where I'm at in the Air Force and happy doing what we're doing.
Well, you fell right into it here in Wayne County,
Absolutely.
didn't you? I mean, we're an agriculture community for sure.
There's some good opportunities out here for sure.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yes, sir.
Well, I tell you what, we're proud to have you in here with us. We love Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. That's the finest military facility in the country,
Absolutely.
or the world for that matter, as far as I'm concerned.
have
and
to
a lot of
agree
other
with you.
people, really. Just
Absolutely.
great, and we're pleased. We want you to come back to see us again. Lieutenant Blair Roberts of Denver.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, thank you. Thank you for being with us today. Let's look quickly over today's birthday.
Whose
shall we?
birthday?
All right, you want to look over them again?
Sure.
Okay. Quickly. Oh, birthdays. Today is the 11th. Denise Alexander. Denise Alexander, if you are a soap opera fan, you know Denise Alexander. She was in Days of Our Lives, Another World, and on General Hospital, she was Dr. Leslie Weber. She's 76 today, she is.
Very nice.
Peter Peros was Dr. Ben Harris on As the World Turns. On The Young and the Restless, he was Leo Baines. He's 55 today. If you don't know the name Stanley Tucci, you'd know him if you saw him. He's one of those faces that you see on so many shows, often playing and kind of an incorrigible, an untrustworthy kind of a person, but it turns out he's usually a pretty nice guy at the very end. I remember him so well from one of the Columbo TV shows. He played a TV star, and everybody just fawned over him. But he's a very talented actor. Stanley Tucci is 55 today. He was on ER, in fact. He played Dr. Moretti. Dr. Moretti?
Oh,
Bald
yeah.
headed guy? Yeah, okay, that's Stanley Tucci. He's 55 today. Demi Moore,
Yes.
celebrating today, birthday number 53. Callista Flockhart is having a birthday. Ally McBeal
Yeah.
on TV. She was also Cat Grant on the new Supergirl TV show that's coming out. Cat Grant. She's 51. Frank John Hughes was in Catch Me If You Can. He was Walden Belfiore in The Sopranos. Walden Belfiore. I don't know what his name. I don't know how to say my name. Just Walton B. He's
Pretty good.
48 today. David DeLuise. His dad was one of my favorite comedians, Dominique DeLuise. But he's passed on now. But David DeLuise was in Third Rock.
Okay.
He was in The Wizards of Waverly Place, and the son of Dom DeLuise. 44 today. Tyler Christopher was Nicholas Cassadine on General Hospital.
Okay.
43. And Leonardo DiCaprio. Nice old Irish name. Leonardo DiCaprio, having a birthday today. He turns 41. He's made a living standing in the bow of ships.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has.
Anyway, he did quite well with that movie. 41 today he is. And those are the birthdays for today.
Happy birthday.
Happy. Kaboom!
Kaboom!
When is this kaboom? Kaboom's coming up on the 14th.
14th.
Oh.
Couple of days.
That's just a couple of days.
Couple of days.
Today's the 11th.
Couple of
So
days.
this Saturday at Herman Park. Can you get information about this off the Chamber?
You
site?
can. You can get it off the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce website. You can contact the United Way to help sign up, or you can just show up. They're going to be starting bright and early Saturday morning, and I believe there's going to be a ribbon cutting around 2:30. So a lot going on. So if you're not able to participate for whatever reason, come be a part of history. This is going to be an exciting addition to our community.
And regardless of how talented you are with a hammer and a saw, they can still use your help as a volunteer.
That's right. That's something, and a little plug for Habitat for Humanity. They're always looking for volunteers to come help build a house. And how often do we hear, well, I don't need to build that. I don't know how to build anything. They will put you to work, and you will learn, and it will be a great experience.
It will be a great experience, and you will absolutely be happy about volunteering for Habitat for Humanity. Yeah. The Kaboom thing is building a playground at Herman Park, and they're going to do it all in one day. They're going to, you get there at 7:30, and there's nothing there, and all of a sudden, by the time you finish, it's boom. Kaboom! Kaboom! K-A-B-O-O-M. Kaboom!
Google it. Google it. This is an incredible project.
Blue Cross Blue Shield is helping with this. So is Wayne Memorial Hospital, the City of Goldsboro, and Wayne First, along with funding from United Way of Wayne County. Okay, okay. Okie dokie, Smokey. Aha. Holiday Pops. No, we're not talking about your father or your grandfather. We're talking about Holiday Pops, which is a concert that's offered on November 24th, right after Downtown Lights Up, right? On the 24th of November, you head downtown. The weather will be perfect. You'll be able to enjoy, well, you'll be able to enjoy all kinds of stuff. Downtown Lights Up when the mayor flips the switch.
Wow. Flips the switch.
That's what I meant to say.
That's why there's two of us here.
All right, thank you. And Lights Up Downtown Goldsboro. And a tremendous amount of fun. It's going to be all kinds of, I understand the jolly old elf himself is going to be there. Chuck Allen.
And typically the Grinch makes an appearance.
Oh, he does, doesn't he?
So I'm thinking the Grinch may be out there. It is a magical evening for you and your family, and we hope to see you out there.
Yes, he will. Yeah, the Grinch will be there. And it will be a tremendous evening, and a lot of the restaurants stay open during that.
Oh,
that
yeah,
time.
restaurants are going to be open, and I think some businesses down there have a lot of great things planned. Last year, they actually brought in some snow. I don't know if that's in the
didn't
cards this year. They always do trolley rides,
Oh, trolley rides are
hot
great.
chocolate,
Oh, yeah.
music performances. Wayne mentioned earlier this week about the writing contest for 3rd through 5th
right.
graders,
That's right.
that you can send that to the DGDC. So you will hear from the winners of that. Will read their what they love about downtown at the holidays.
That's right, and of course now this is the streetscape is completed, it's finished, it's done, it's over, and we'll be able to, if you haven't seen downtown Goldsboro just yet, it's absolutely beautiful, and you will certainly enjoy Downtown Lights Up the evening of November 24th. Downtown. Go where all the people are, and that's where it'll be happening.
That's right.
All right, be a lot of fun. And then the Holiday Pops concert at the Paramount Theater. That's the
Wonderful.
North Carolina Symphony will be playing holiday music, and boy, are they talented.
They're
I
so
love
good.
them.
It
They
is
are
the perfect way to get in the holiday spirit.
It is. That's
By
all for
golly.
today. That's it. We're about done, I guess. So this is a wrap. So we're going to wrap our way right on out of here. We'll be back in here tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. Hope you're able to join us at that time. So until then, I'm Wayne Alley,
And I'm Kate Daniels.
and this is Wayne Goldsboro Television.